Ebusiama Mokwaba, Embra Channel, so I have AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast or start training because make headlines. And I jembre na edibi exomo ewaha any demne and raximus and AD kanyam. So with my subscribe to the channel. Over there, so with my hit notification bell, so share na afofra accounts and set into me to be an idiom any amobraximu, Mr. say, young amani simonimunia. Ye bo rema, a ye chairman unto me, and ostiki a ye acquittance from a year Supreme Court. Say, Ningsema, yedi abono nyinano, ye embo intumu, unia, menoka say black rasta, and so ajemre, order in simimu esuko. At this point in time, yembo inra in simimu, na yenheni yako need yebana. Best talk sem, chawa going under the comment section ho, efa emami. AGH Politics Avenue. Yamicha wonyoka say wajemre ewahasi. Yendo yensimumu esuko.
Is fighting. Chairman Wontumi seeks acquittal in Akunta mining case. Flip! Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Nkibosi Akon, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has asked the High Court to acquit and discharge him in the case in which he is accused of allowing two individuals to mine on his concession without ministerial approval. In the submission of no case, his lawyer, Andy Apiakubi, argued that the Attorney General had not provided sufficient evidence to require the accused and his company to open their defense, according to a report by 3news.com. Yes, my own 3news.com on February 19, 2026. Considering the evidence presented by the prosecution and the essential elements of the offenses charged, it is respectfully submitted that the prosecution has failed to establish a prima facie case against the accused on all 6 counts. Apiakubi said. And what did the judge say? My brother, my sister. He also stated that the prosecution's case suffers from fundamental and fatal deficiencies, both in the lack of evidence on essential elements and in the quality and reliability of the evidence presented. Apiakubi argued that permitting the individuals to mine did not constitute an assignment of mineral rights. Permitting people to come and mine at your concession does not constitute an assignment of mineral rights. Permission is a license or authorization to do something on another person's property without transferring proprietary rights. An assignment, on the other hand, involves the transfer of the rights themselves. This distinction is critical and well established in law, he said. My brother, my sister, he argued that the prosecution's failure to provide evidence on an assignment was a fundamental flaw, making the charges of assignment of mineral rights without approval unsustainable. My brother, my sister, this was what he kept saying over and over. And he further stated that the prosecution failed to establish that the accused knew Ayisi and Okum were unlicensed miners. Can you see that? Can you see that? Flip the page. And Sremsai, Dr. Sremsai, is yet to respond to this. Flip the page. My brother, my sister. Under cross-examination, and you see, admitted that he never met or communicated with Chairman Wontumi, did not have a mining license, and had never applied for one. He also acknowledged that he had no written agreement with the accused and had not paid any fees or permission to mine. Dash it away. My brother, so the case is simple. When some of these people have the concession, what they do is they will let other people come and mine after taking money from them. In principle, they are giving an assignment to the people, assigning the land to the people. We have seen it in recent times. Some people have been fingered. They use their political power to get a concession here in their name, but they assign it to somebody else, albeit for a certain period. Foreigners they bring on to help destroy the land. That is what they are in court fighting. Even Chairman Wontumi's own manager is siding with the Attorney General and telling the Attorney General, you know what? My boss knew everything about these things. He sent me here. He told me this. And the records are there clean. This guy here is a very dangerous guy. I don't see why Chairman Wontumi will not go to jail. And I will be happy to see him in jail if truly he's culpable of the destruction he did to our own forest. His own party members are saying that he is the one. Professor Frimpong Boateng and more. In another development, Gifty Owari is also fighting that the money that she allegedly stole, she wants the case to be scraped and thrown away so she can walk free. Well, we trust the cause to be able to do things. The youth are standing by and they are ready to take back the country if our elders will not behave. What does this mean? The youth have their eyes on the nation like never before. And if the elders fail them, they have a way of taking back their land. Not through coup d'etats, never. Not through anything illegal, but through the passion that burns inside them. The force of that passion will speak for the youth, and we shall lead them. It's the black pot, aka Kokoshonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Hey, and Chairman Wontumi, Joe Louis was an American boxer. He said, in the boxing ring, you can run, you can jump, you can skip, you can duck. But there's one thing you cannot do. You cannot hide. Joe Louis, his statement today makes more sense than then. It's the black pot, aka Kokoshonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Desperate Chairman Wontumi still crying to be released. Bernard Entry Bosiakon is the guy we are talking about. In fact, if anybody has any lesson to learn, any lesson to pick up from the vicissitudes of political life, then it's from this man's life. At a point, he was the god of Ghanaian politics. He had the ears of the president. He commanded the biggest voters for his party, the NPP, in the Ashanti region. Everywhere he went, his name was corrosed. Charmai, 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 Charmai. And he basked in the glory of the opulence of the support. Hallelujah. This is Entry Bosiakun Bernard, aka Chairman Wontumi. He owns a number of radio stations, online stations, and a TV station or two. This is Chairman Wontumi. He has very little education and he doesn't hide it. He used to be in London and somebody advised him that the way he loved politics, he would do so well in Ghana, where common sense is not needed in our politics. All you need is a loud mouth. Where communication people, the so-called communicators, who I call them miscommunicators, are only paid to be loud and not to think. So Chairman Wontumi landed in Ghana. And it was good for him. His children are British citizens. They are all schooling there. But he is here, destroying our flora and fauna, allegedly. What he can never dream about doing in England, where he calls his second home, where his children are citizens, where he started life until it was so difficult for him, he had to run like a mouse from a Hamatan fire. He can't dare do any of those. My brother, there was a time this guy allegedly destroyed our forest, and he granted interviews in which he said the white man thought he was wise, but he was wiser than the white man. Why? Because the white man instituted forest reserves. And he asked Paul Adumotri, who sat down there basking like an agama lizard in the hot African sun, nodding, bam, 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 to almost everything this block-headed guy was saying. The white man brought us forest reserves for one reason, because of the gold reserves, the mineral reserves in those areas. He didn't want anybody to go there. So this guy targeted our forest reserves. That's his mind. All forest reserves have gold. There's something hidden there that they don't want us to get. And with political willpower, he went into those areas, desecrated those areas allegedly. The Professor Frimpong Boateng Committee fingered him as one of the biggest destroyers of our forest, only next to Sir John, who presently is in hell, the hottest part of hell, being sodomized by Lucifer with no mercy. This guy here, who was nothing in England, all of a sudden became everything in Ghana to the NPP. He controlled the World Bank of the NPP. Hey, he got so powerful at a point, he even said he had built his own empire in the Ashanti region. Asante Hini saw this, heard this, and said, hey, if we don't stop this guy, one day he will say he's the Asante Hini. Bring him! They summoned him to the Manshia Palace, and he immediately fell ill. He's a little crook who always falls ill in quotes anytime he's in trouble. They summoned him. Sadly, they only took a goat and a petition from him and some small amount of money and told him to go and sin no more. The palace itself got threatened by the whims and caprices of this uncouth Homo sapiens. My brother, my sister, this is Bernard Nchibo Siako, aka Chairman Wontumi. Now, one of the biggest allegations against him, oh Jesus, he used a mining firm that he owned called Akunta Mining, and he used it to destroy the land, pick up the gold, and go around showing how rich he was. And Nana Addo supported him and said that he was not involved in any illegal mining. But the committee that the president himself instituted to investigate illegal mining pinpointed him. He was a member of the NPP who was the head, Professor Frimpong Boateng, a very renowned, well-respected man. And after his research and inquiries, he pinpointed Chairman Wontumi as a very dangerous, uncouth, illegal miner using Akunta mining. Joy News had gone round and investigated Chinese people who were brought from outside to come and help destroy our land in illegal mining. All pointed to this guy and said that he was the one who shipped them in to deal with Akunta mining. At a point, his name sparked fear in anybody. He had so much political power. The name Chairman Wontumi was a visa into foolishness and disregard for power. And the president supported him. When the committee report came out, the president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, first thing he said was that Chairman Wontumi was nowhere near illegal mining because he was bringing some of the money to the party. Party Hienska. And Chairman Wontumi was providing money from his illegal business, allegedly. to those people. Can I tell you more? When journalist Asari from Joy News went out there, and he specializes in these Galamsey issues, he realized that Chairman Wontumi was a kingpin in that illegal world of Galamsey. And he reported it several times, but they were in power, so nothing happened. My brother, can I tell you something? Come here. Watch this. Little did we know that Chairman Wontumi was not only destroying our forest and killing wild animals and medicinal plants for his own selfish whims and caprices. He also went to the bank, allegedly. Exim Bank collected huge amounts of money that he was going to fight Galamsey. Can I tell you more? It's almost like a man creates a virus, drops that on your computer, then he comes to tell you, you know what? I can help you fight the virus. I've created something called an antivirus. Pay me money for that. We set the house on fire. Then we go back, come back and say that we are firefighters. That was what he allegedly did. And presently, as we speak, he even allegedly went for loans from Exim Bank to build cocoa roads. We have told you this story already, and it hurts me that this guy is still going around hoping that he will be able to do away with the laws of Ghana. When they are with a white man, he's their God. They respect him and do everything to the letter. But when they come home, the place they're supposed to be called home, the place where their ancestors lie, the place where they themselves will lie, they desecrate it and destroy it because Didi Precon is what is their motto. My brother, my sister, look at what is happening. Watch this. Chairman Wontumi.
It won't work.
I do not want a situation where you put a square peg in a round hole. According to Dominic Nitiwul, there is no way he would accept any appointment from the president. And the message is simple. I don't believe in the vision of this president. I served 8 years as a defense minister. I think I am done. We went out there on the campaign trail and we campaigned to Ghanaians and told Ghanaians our message clearly. They rejected us. It means we are not good enough. For that matter, let's allow the president to do whatever he wants to do. Certainly not me. I will not accept to be the defense minister of Ghana. And when I asked him, is it not about service to the nation? You heard what he said. Yes, the president has the right to appoint any Ghanaian, but I will not do it because I do not believe in the vision of the president. My brother, my sister, what do you think about this? Is it about the party or it is about the nation? If the president says, I think that you have been a very good defense minister, come and serve in that capacity. We saw J.A. Kufuor do it. Kwame Nkrumah was about to do it until the misfortune fell him and befell all of us in this country. My brother, my sister, this is Dominic Nitiwul. He says he doesn't believe in the vision of the president. And for that matter, even if there's anything he can do to help this nation grow, he will not do it, especially as in taking a position from the president. Dash it away. Now, hear me. My brother, there's something that we need to all look at. Yes, visions are very important. Sometimes it is not good to align yourself with somebody whose vision you don't believe in. That is correct. But where some other people believe that you can do the work. Is it not just about you going out there to serve your nation in your best capacity without necessarily aligning with the vision of that political party? When J.A. Kufuor came on and brought people from the PNC, of course, they had different visions. The party members refused that. But some members agreed that they would take over those positions. Were they serving the nation or they were serving themselves? This is for us all to decide and to debate on. Nitiwul says, should the president invite him, he would not take that position because he does not align.
We and some who do it because what channel so mammy and I was so jemre our heart. I send it so body, area don't be edomia. But some room now, a small console.